Hello, I have an issue. There's a rodent in my house, a kangaroo, and I really need to catch it. FYI, no kangaroos are harmed in the making of this video. We love animals. Caught it! Hi, so you just saw my machine, and obviously a lot of thought and work was put into it, so I'm going to be explaining each step of my mechanism and explaining how they worked, and also just talking about my thought process and construction throughout this project. So the name I came up with for my machine was called the Kangarubinator. Kanga was because, well, I caught a kangaroo. Rube is inspired by the name Rube Goldberg, which is the type of machine this is, and Inator is because it's a machine and it also sounded pretty cool. So before I elaborate on each step of my mechanism, here is an overall view of my Kangarubinator. My first step was the hairdryer train. The purpose of this step was to blow the train across the trap. The hairdryer transfers energy to the train, which has kinetic energy as it is moving across the track. From the train, the energy is transferred to the plum. The train itself is an example of a simple machine known as the wheel and axle. At the beginning, the train was not strong enough to push the plum by itself, so I taped on a plastic lid so it would have a stronger base to push the plum. Also, I noticed that the train was not going as fast as I would like it to, so I sprayed Pam at the bottom so it would roll faster along the track. The second step of the Kangarubinator is the plum on an inclined plane. Here, the plum is pushed by the train and rolls down the cutting board. As the plum is rolling down the incline, its kinetic energy is increasing. The cutting board leaning on the table is another example of a simple machine, known as the inclined plane. To make sure the plum is rolling down the path I wanted to, I put cutting boards on each side of the inclined plane, so it will roll down how I want it to hit the books. The third step of my mechanism is a domino of books. The plum from the previous step triggers the book domino by knocking down the first of the 6 books. It creates a domino effect of all of the books rapidly getting knocked down. Each book itself has potential energy before it gets knocked over by the plum, and then this energy is turned into kinetic energy. The last book of this domino series that fell triggered the rat trap, which is a part of the fourth mechanism. The fourth step of the Kangarubinator is arguably the most exciting one. It is the rat trap. Like I said before, the last book of the domino series triggers the rat trap as it is very sensitive. When it is triggered, it pulls a string that is attached to a water bottle and causes it to move very rapidly. Since there is a string between the rat trap and the water bottle, this causes a tension force between the two objects, which is released red as the trap is triggered. This also makes the potential energy of the string in space into kinetic energy that is acting on the water bottle as it moves. A trap itself actually has a potential energy that we have not learned about yet. This is called elastic potential energy, and it is happening because of the spring inside of the mechanism. The last step of the Kangarubinator is the one that actually catches the kangaroo. Like I said before, when the rat trap is triggered, and this causes the water bottle to be pulled away rapidly, this causes the bull to fall and catch the kangaroo. This is because the water bottle initially supported the bull, and as it is taken away, there is nothing to support the bull in the air anymore, so it falls to the ground. The bull had potential energy relative to the ground until the water bottle is removed from underneath it, causing this energy to become kinetic energy that is applied to the bull, making it accelerate downward to the ground, catching the kangaroo. Overall, this project taught me a lot about conservation of energy and the idea that energy from one mechanism was transferring to the other. Although I went through quite a few designs and blueprints before I was settled on my machine, I was really happy with the way it turned out. It took a lot of work, and stuff that I had to consider was friction between, for example, the wheel and axle, or the accuracy of the plum rolling down. But once I figured this out, it was really worth it, and although it took a lot of practice and time to set up, it overall worked out really well. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the Kangarubinator, and I'm also really excited to see all of your Rube Goldberg machines. Thank you.